Welcome to Cox Connections, a link between you, our customers, and what's happening in the community we share. I'm Margaret-Hunter Wade, Public Affairs Manager for Cox Roanoke. Existing to encourage transportation choices, Ride Solutions is helping people save money while improving the air quality in the region. Joining me is the Program Director, Jeremy Holmes. Thanks for being here, Jeremy.
Thank you for having me.
Great to see you. So Ride Solutions, just give us a high level kind of what you all are. I mean, I kind of touched on it in open, but just what your goals are.
Well, we kind of exist to help people get out of their cars. So whether that's something they want to do because gas prices are going up, or they want to get healthier, or do something for the environment, we help individuals make that decision, and then we help the communities kind of figure out how to make that possible for folks. So what needs to happen on the street, or what needs to happen with buses to help people make that choice.
So are you seeing a demand from folks? You know, you've been in existence for how long as an organization?
We've been around since 2001.
So the demand was there, obviously, to create it, but are communities coming to you and saying, we need your help, we want this? Yeah,
we've seen quite a bit of growth in the past couple of years across all kinds of stuff. And so in the city of Roanoke, for example, we've seen a lot of interest in cycling for transportation. In our connections to other communities, the commuters moving between, say, Roanoke and Lynchburg, we've seen interest in transit. So folks are looking for options, and we're kind of figuring out all the ways we can do to help that.
So I guess that's a good place to kind of clarify. What exactly does alternative modes of commuting look like? What are the options?
So the main things we help folks with are carpooling. So we help with carpooling matching in the service area we cover, which is Roanoke, New River, and Lynchburg. We assist with discovering transit options, so that may be learning about your local transit system, how it works, where your stop is, schedules. We do a lot with bicycle commuting, and so that's anything from going into a business and training new bike commuters to working with the local government to figure out safe bike routes and how to put infrastructure in to help folks. And we do a little bit with telework, which is a new area, but it's with technology, it's very, very easy for people to not even have to drive. And so we do some work with individuals and businesses, kind of guiding them through that process of starting a telework program.
Are the needs in the community being met as far as the alternate modes and options for folks? Are you seeing any gaps that we might have, or do you feel like if somebody wants right now to use alternate mode of transportation, one of the things you listed, is it pretty robust?
Yeah, it varies in the community, and so in a lot of cases, particularly with something like carpooling, everyone has access to that, and that's one of the easiest things we can do that doesn't require a local government to buy a vehicle or to put asphalt somewhere. But I think the desire for this does outpace what we've got on the ground, and so I think more people would ride buses, but we're just not there with where the buses are going and how often they're going.
Right.
More people would ride bikes, but even though we've made great progress with greenways and with bike routes and bike lanes, we're probably not where everyone needs to go. But the demand there is helping encourage local governments and neighborhood groups to catch up.
And the community certainly seems to be embracing it. We've seen the Smart Bus. Was that out of Ride Solutions or a partnership?
When that started, we worked with Valley Metro and the local governments to help promote it and educate folks about how to use it. It's not a service we run, but we actually basically do the marketing and promotion for all of the transit in the Roanoke Valley.
So it's an option, and that one goes from Roanoke to New River or Blacksburg,
yeah,
correct?
It connects downtown Roanoke to Squire Student Center, Virginia Tech.
Okay, is there a similar option from here? You spoke about Lynchburg.
The bus that runs from here to Lynchburg right now is the SmartWay connector. It actually connects to the Amtrak. So you can kind of use it to commute, but mainly it's completing that passenger rail connection, which has actually resulted in passenger rail coming to Roanoke. So that was one of the services that got put into place to show that people wanted to take the train.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's going to be a great addition to the Valley. Now, from a cycling standpoint, we certainly, there's definitely the interest, and you all have seen some growth. And what would you say folks using alternate transportation looks like in the Valley or in your service area over the past 10 years or whatever?
Yeah, cycling is one of the areas we've seen the most growth, and so in the Roanoke the core Roanoke area, the number of folks who say they bicycle for transportation has grown 150% in the past 10 years. The city's added 600% more bike infrastructure. And we see those trends very similarly in all areas. And so things like gas prices constantly going up, that's constantly driving people to look at options. And I think the Valley's focus on being a great outdoors place and enjoying the outdoors has encouraged people to get out and enjoy that while they're going to work instead of just as a weekend ride.
And this goes beyond, we were kind of talking about, you save money, but it also impacts our quality of life here in the community and the air quality.
Right.
Results from that? I mean, do you have any, specific data around that, or just anything that you're seeing from a trend perspective?
Well, when our program started, one of the reasons we came into existence is because at that time, the Roanoke Valley's air quality was very similar to Richmond and Hampton Roads in Northern Virginia, even though obviously we're not that size. And our topography means that most of the vehicle emissions that get generated here stay here, and then most of what gets generated on I-81 as trucks pass through also stays here. And so by getting cars off the road, that's one of the major things that we can do to improve air quality. At the time, we were borderline non-attainment, which is when the EPA comes in and comes down pretty hard on you, and we're no longer in danger for that. And so there's always more work to be done, and we're learning a lot more about the health impacts of poor air quality and developmental issues with poor air quality, but it has been consistently improving in the Roanoke Valley, and I think a lot of that does come from people making different transportation choices.
Excellent. Well, believe it or not, we're out of time, but I appreciate all the information and appreciate the work that you're doing, because it's great stuff and good for the Valley.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in, Jeremy. To learn more about what Ride Solutions can do for you, visit them at ridesolutions.org. And still to come, in partnership with a national organization, Cox is providing students in need with low-cost, high-speed internet at home. Learn more when Cox Connections continues after the break.